Oh, man. Peace, kings and queens. Glad y'all tuned into this. You know, I just want to have a real conversation, right? About shit. I'm usually hands-on and active, right? But it always sparks. My action always is sparked by thoughts. You know, and when you have thoughts, you start to question things, you know. And you start to come up with different strategies. And I know all of you, pretty much, if you're from New York, you realize that there is over an excessive amount of murders and shootings going on. Like, yes, in the 80s and 90s, people was getting killed, people was getting shot, it was happening, it's always, but there's a particular demographic of young teenage kids who are engaged in this drill rap culture, who are dying at a rate that I have yet to see. That's something I can say particularly, right? Yes, you had Biggie and Pac die, right? Early in these stages, that happens. But these young rappers who, before they get anywhere, they just get some level of buzz or whatever, they are dying days after each other. They're dying to go to jail for killing each other pretty much every day. Right? So we have to acknowledge that it's out of control. Like, we have to acknowledge that we are at a stage where just us talking and just acknowledging it is not going to change it. It's going to take real life action and frontline work and going into these trenches and transforming narrative and restructuring and redefining what manhood and what culture is. It's going to take, those are the things it's going to take. It ain't going to take you being on the internet calling out somebody because they rap about something. That shit is not going to change nothing. If you're nobody and you talking about somebody and you can't change their circumstances, you can't change their reality, you don't give them no alternative, you just telling them that they need to stop shooting each other, and you calling them names and you calling them stupid and you saying fuck them, they need to die and whatever, go to jail and all that shit, you're not changing anything. That strategy is not going to do anything for nobody. It never did nothing for us when we was young, and the older people called us gang thugs and trash and crap and criticized us and called us out our names and made us look like we was the worst shit. All it made us do was stay away from them. That's all it did. It didn't change anything. It didn't make us change our behavior. It didn't make us want to do better. It doesn't inspire. It doesn't motivate. If you on the internet every day talking about other people who trying to do work, calling them names and just trying to get some level of fame, this is what the problem is. If you're a grown man, right? If you're a grown man and every day you have a conflict with another grown man that you play out on the internet, that you immediately invite to violence every day, right? You disrespect, you call them out their name, you do shit all the time, immediately. Just because of difference of opinion, not because they're doing anything that's completely detrimental to you, not because they've harmed your friends, harmed your family, they're a threat to you. If that's what if that's how you're utilizing your voice as a 30 and up to solve all of your disputes, then you are part of the problem. You're not helping anything. If every day you go on your YouTube page and you call a nigga dumb and you make jokes about how somebody got shot and you saying they all need to go to jail and fuck them, and you disrespecting niggas' mothers, and you talking about how you will shoot somebody, and you got a gun, and you tough, and you screaming all this shit, you're not offering any solutions. You're not solution based. You're not out here doing anything. You're not putting your money up. You're not investing. You don't have none of these young boys with you. You haven't started an organization. You've done absolutely nothing, but you utilize your voice to criticize and disrespect and cause disharmony with other people who are trying to do something. Then you are part of the problem. I don't care who tells you something else. You think you calling somebody out. Oh, fuck that. You're not calling anybody out. What you're doing is you're incentivizing and trying to antagonize other people and question their manhood and test their ego and manhood, which will eventually result in some level of violence. That's what happens. When you disrespect a man and you invite him to your dick and you call him out his name and you call him all these things, and you don't even have an issue with the man, you're creating violence. You're not doing anything. These kids are watching you, and they're seeing this, and they're realizing that this is a strategy that you're utilizing. So when you're a grown adult man with kids, 3 or 4 kids that's watching you, and that's how you choose to resolve all of your disagreements, is by disrespecting people that you just don't agree with, not because they did anything morally wrong to you, not because they've harmed you, not because they've threatened your life. But if that's how you utilize your voice, then you are one of the problems. If you get on Instagram and you just want fame, and that's it. If you just want attention, if you're mad because you're not getting enough attention from people, so now you want to discredit who they are and what they do when you're not doing anything, you're part of the problem. You're not helping these young kids. You're not doing it. If every time somebody gets shot, all you do is talk about how stupid they are and how much they deserved it and all of this shit, you're not helping anything. What you're doing now is making yourself a target for somebody who is angry. You're not doing anything. If you're not able to acknowledge the traumas that poverty is violence, if you're not able to understand that what these young kids are dealing with is incentivized violence, that attention is the new drug, and any level of notoriety is what y'all made them believe it is because that's what y'all do. You grown-ass men sit in Clubhouse for 6 hours. You sit on the internet for 40 hours and talk about other men all day and disrespect other men just for some level of notoriety. You're the problem. You're not helping anything. There's no level of help. It's not positive. Anybody that's telling you that you sitting on Clubhouse or coming on Instagram or sitting on YouTube talking about other grown men, disrespecting them, calling them out their names because you don't like them, is helping somebody, is positive, is lying to you. If anybody tells you that you sit on Clubhouse all day and because you can bring 500 people to a room because you disrespect and talk negatively about somebody that's doing something, trying to do something, maybe they ain't got it right. Maybe we all ain't got it right. You know, maybe we all ain't got it right. But when you utilize your voice to try to defame and discredit somebody that's trying, because maybe we don't know. I ain't got it all right. Sometimes I'm a march. Sometimes I'm gonna hold a rally. Sometimes I'm gonna hold round table meetings. Sometimes I'm going to the hood. Sometimes I'm gonna invest my money. I'm gonna write a book about it. I'm gonna do something that I think is going to contribute to stopping what I think is wrong. If you think by trying to diminish me or anybody else or talk down on me is going to help you or help any of these kids, you're sadly mistaken. It's coward culture. You are incentivizing coward culture. These kids get on these internets and they talk and they disrespect and they say the worst shit that they can say because it gives them attention. This generation has become attention whores. And you grown-ass men are doing it. I don't just talk about, if I have a problem with something that somebody said, and I say something about what they said, I don't immediately go to calling you fake this and fake that. The reason why I had a problem with academics is because I literally watched that man lead to the demise of 6ix9ine. I watched him. You go back 2 years ago, the videos I said, I'm like, damn, why is this man following this kid around and taping him disrespect and violate people and incentivizing it? And he told you on his podcast that the labels came to him, said, we want you to do for our artists what you did for 6ix9ine. And all he did for 6ix9ine was utilize his platform to showcase beefs that he was having openly to the streets. So my issue with him was that he was literally, purposely trying to capitalize over the demise of a kid who just didn't know no better, who was part of this culture that incentivizes any level of fame and attention. That this grown man who never been in the streets, don't have anything to do with the streets, is not gonna go to jail, was documenting, was on the front line documenting a kid throw his life away. And at no point did he say, you know what, I'm not doing that. And I kept saying that this doesn't make sense. This makes absolutely no sense that this man is publicly posting this shit up about these people and publicly I said it just doesn't make sense. So this is why I talked about him. When you see me talk about anybody, when I talked about Troy Ave incentivized and glorified a level of culture, right? About being a dope boy and all of this trap shit and all of this gangster shit. He talked about this every day. Every day. That's how he made his money, about all of this stuff. Got into a situation and decided at that point that not to utilize that time, right? Not to utilize that time he was dealing with that and say, you know what? Damn, I almost lost my life. Me living this lifestyle and promoting this level of bullshit almost got me killed. I'm fighting for my life. Somebody trying to kill me. At this point, you know what I should do? Is tell these kids, you know what? I'm gonna hold some level of accountability. I realized that the way I was living, no, but now you want to be a super thug and say all of this shit in the streets is a myth because you want to go and testify and tell on somebody, but you invited that energy. That was the energy that you brought up every day. Fuck this person, I'm gonna do this. You niggas is this, disrespected, arrogance. That's the energy you put out, and it came back to you. Now, rather than just acknowledging that and say, you know what, I'm gonna move different, you grab that energy more. And at that time, you disrespected a friend of mine's family publicly. Disrespected his mother after he lost his life. You did all types of bullshit. And at that time, I felt that I needed to speak on it. I felt that I had a platform, and I wanted to speak on that because I felt that that was some whack shit. I felt that a man lost his life who was a friend of yours, supposedly, and you utilized your platform to disrespect his family and say negative shit about his family publicly on a platform. I thought it was tasteless. I thought it was disrespectful. And since my man didn't have the same platform that I had, I wanted to utilize my platform to express the anger. In hindsight, should I have said what I said publicly? Probably I could have did it better. But I felt that it needed to be said. You know? And I still don't. The way everything about the man's energy is just off to me. So I made a conscious decision that I was going to address it that way, and I was willing to deal with whatever came with that. Moving forward, I don't deal with that was about 4 or 5 years ago. Moving forward, you know, whatever it is with me and him, it is what it is. But moving forward, as I grow, I realize that the way I address people that I don't agree with doesn't start in violence. Right? It doesn't start in negativity. It doesn't start with you suck my dick. It doesn't start with calling you out your name. Unless you've done some shit that's so detrimental to me or to the culture that I feel that it needs to be said, but it's just not how I do it. Not because I don't like you. You know, not because I don't like you. Not because we have a difference of opinion. I have a difference of opinion with a lot of people. You know? But I don't start off my energy by inviting the man to my private parts and threatening his life and threatening to put my hands on him. So every day, you know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm watching you grown ass men. I'm watching you grown 40 plus ass men get on the internet and do anything for notoriety. Say whatever you possibly can say to get some level of notoriety. You don't care who you affect. And the thing is, right? The thing is, you don't really want what comes with that because you're not outside, because you don't go up to those individuals and say it in their face, right? But what it is you making them think that. And these kids is really still outside. So they engaging in the lifestyle that you niggas is selling from your living room. They're like, oh, such and such is tough. He on the internet every day telling nigga he want to fight and tell nigga to suck this, and he pulling up and he got his gun and where y'all at and this and that. Not knowing that you doing something for fame. You doing shit for likes. You doing shit so niggas can subscribe. They living a life based on some fake shit that you projected. And they losing their life. You grown ass men ain't even giving proper examples of how to deal with conflict as men. You niggas ain't knuckling up, shaking their hands afterwards, going your opposite way. It's nothing manly about none of the shit that's going on. So when I'm watching these little kids die and watching them shoot, I'm like, what vision of manhood do they have to do something different? Shout out to Drewski, man. Shout out to Drewski. It's sad to me, and as much as I love Drewski, Drewski is a white boy. He white chocolate, but he a white boy. It's sad to me that it took a white boy to say, you know what? I'm not playing that. I'm not playing no drill music where you talking about doing something to an op. I'm not incentivizing, I'm not promoting, I'm not marketing these kids kill themselves. I'm just not gonna do that. But we haven't had black people saying that. We ain't got black DJs that say, you know what, I'm just not gonna do that. I don't give a fuck who said the song is hot. I know that these niggas got real beef, and me, I don't need that blood on my hands. I don't want it on my hands. Because it ain't that much, it don't benefit me. It don't benefit me that much. It ain't that much. I don't need views that much. When do niggas say, you know, I don't need views, I don't need likes, I don't need followers. I don't need that much to watch these kids keep killing themselves. Because I'm playing the song that's pretty much inciting motherfucking more violence and murders in this community. A lot of these kids think that that's the only way they're gonna get out. But they don't. Start incentivizing positivity. Start incentivizing some shit. Make these kids feel like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna say some shit that even if it's pain, it ain't gonna be some shit that I know that the ramifications behind what I just said is gonna make somebody feel like they gotta retaliate to kill me. Like, because I'm more of a man than that. You niggas is too scared. You niggas want to be cool with these kids so much that you can't even tell them the truth. That's some sucker shit. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'll look a young nigga in his eye and say, yo, bruh, love you to death, but ain't nothing cool about that. You see what I just put on my page? I don't respect the shooter no more. I realize he the coward. That ain't a popular opinion. I don't need to be popular. I'm not disrespecting anybody per se, so I'm not calling out any individual name. Cause for what? But when you start taking the message, see, my thing is against gun violence. It ain't against anybody. I don't have war or drill music. No, some of the shit I like. But when you start talking about people that you actually robbing and killing, how you think that makes sense? How have you rationalized getting on a public forum talking about somebody that you shot and killed 2 days ago and think there's not going to be either you go to jail or somebody try to kill you tomorrow? How? This is why I started this initiative boycotting black murder. Because we gotta be intentional about this shit. Like, we gotta be intentional. I think every artist right now, I don't give a fuck who you are, every artist should want to be a part of this campaign. We've been in these streets, man. If you're a nigga from the streets, especially if you're older, than 30 years old, and you've been in these streets, even if you're older than 25, man, and you got out of the streets. You lost people in this war. You've seen people die, go to jail, that's never coming home, and you got an opportunity that you made it out and you can feed your family, right? And you could change the circumstances. You can give your children opportunities that you never had. If you can do that right now, and you still engaging in some shit that's detrimental to your life, you probably the dumbest person ever. You probably the dumbest person on ever. You know, and I don't mind. Listen to me. I don't mind going against the grain, cause I know who I am. You know, the true measure of a warrior is how many times you can stop from hurting somebody. That's what the real gangsters do. A real gangster don't want no beef with nobody. I know how dangerous I am. I know where I'm willing to take something. I know if you make me feel like my life isn't threatened or my family's life isn't threatened, I know how far I'm willing to go. And I don't got to prove that to you. I don't need to prove that to you. But I understand that my kids need me. I understand that my family needs me. I understand that I'm the breadwinner. I'm the leader of my family. I can't allow one of you niggas to trick me off the streets, trick me out of my life, trick me out of my freedom because you don't like me or I don't like you. It's not that serious. So when you're a real gangster, you acknowledge that. Bro, this ain't even that serious. You let some shit go. You leave this shit alone. You let these niggas go where they going, man. So what? It don't cost you nothing. You don't like me, so what? So what? You want to fight? You want 5 minutes? Okay, let's get 5 minutes. I ain't never had a problem giving them niggas 5 minutes, but I'm not gonna let you trick me to do something to kill you, to take your life, or you gotta take my life? For what? For what? When did that become some tough shit? So you take somebody's life over some shit that you ain't even gonna be mad at in 2 weeks. We gotta do better, my nigga. You know, and I'm calling on all of these artists. I need all of y'all to be a part of this campaign. I need all of us to go into these communities, man, and have real conversations with these kids. Have real conversations with them, man. Invest some money into trying to give these kids opportunities. Incentivize some other shit. Do showcases with niggas that's talking, got some level of different music. Start signing artists that got different messages. To show a nigga that, yo, we ain't gotta talk about killing each other. We ain't gotta be so real that we shoot a nigga so we can make a song about it. That's what's happening. Nigga like, yo, I need to shoot a nigga, I need to rob a nigga so I can make a song about it so I can be real. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shoot this nigga and I'm gonna talk about it. So nigga know I ain't friend. This is a nigga marketing strategy. Y'all created the marketing strategy. Niggas like academics created the marketing strategy for that. If you watch that man interview, he said that the label started to come to him after 6ix9ine and say, do what you did for 6ix9ine. And all he did was document a young boy throwing his life down the drain. In real life. That became the strategies that the labels thought was winning. The labels only gonna sign what y'all say is hot. They trying to make money. If y'all say the drill niggas is hot, they don't know what the shit is. They don't give a fuck. If that's who getting 1 million plays on Spotify, 3 million on YouTube, SoundCloud, he doing his thing, that's the nigga they gonna put their money behind. That's what's going on. So when I say these niggas is cancers, that's why I say it. That's what my issue is. Or why you don't talk about Jim Jones and it. I don't know what the fuck Jim Jones is doing. I wasn't on no wiretap. I don't know what happened with Jim. This ain't coming. You want me to make a decision or a choice about whether I believe. I don't know. I know when you tell somebody got paperwork. Show me some paperwork. Show me some paperwork and I can say, yo, bro, you probably need to change the message because you're not who you say you is. I ain't never seen no paperwork on nobody. 6ix9ine publicly told on people and then came back to the streets and tried to sell the same shit. Tried to sell the same destruction and negativity to our babies. Ain't selling nothing positive. Jim is up there talking about cryptocurrency, how we gonna do this, let's buy real estate. I don't know what 6ix9ine bring to the culture other than negativity. After you told on someone. So why would I talk about other people who aren't being detrimental to the culture? Yeah, they talked about selling. They sold drugs their whole life. If you was in Harlem, this was our reality. We talked about it. That's how we got out. We utilized that. We got some money. They ain't shooting at nobody no more. They ain't in no beef with nobody no more. They trying to change and evolve the culture. We all come from something. That's why I'm not that hard on these rappers. But we got to change their reality. We got to stop incentivizing bullshit. We got to change it. So when niggas say, you pick and choose, yeah, I choose the shit that I think is worse. I choose to say, yo, this shit right here, what this man doing is completely unbelievable to me. I don't understand how nobody sees that all this person brings is negativity. They haven't done anything positive. That's what it's based on for me. When I'm choosing about who did this, most rappers talk about negative shit because that's what they come from. But it got to be a balance, right? It got to be a balance. Yeah, Meek talk about street shit, but it's a balance. He freeing niggas from jail. He invested in his community. He trying to save these kids. He got songs where he telling them, nigga, you ain't got to be out here shooting. There's a message. It's a strategy. You got to put a little bit of motherfucking. You got to put a little bit of a little bit of cherry in the cough drops because niggas don't want the medicine on. So there's a strategy. But if all you giving me is negativity, you don't got nothing else. That's it. Nothing else. Everything is negative. Those are niggas I go after. You gotta have some level of productivity. You have to give something to the culture. You can't just take from it. You can't be a nigga that all you do is promote negativity and violence and the most detrimental shit of our culture and don't give nothing back. Just can't. You're just bleeding the culture dry. Right? Even the old gangsters back in the day, you know, they understood, okay, we're gonna send the kids to college. We're gonna make sure the kids got tournaments. We're gonna invest in these kids so they got better chances. Right now, this is my reality. The reality is that all I know how to do to make money is hustle or talk about shit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay it forward so they have something different. You niggas don't even balance that out. You niggas don't got no balance. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing anything. Only thing you're doing is bleeding and taking from this culture and watching these babies and leading them to slaughter. And you talking about a nigga's a hypocrite because he don't talk about this one or that one. They not doing. You're not even in the same realm. These niggas has actually been in the streets. This is a lifestyle that they had to live. Niggas like academics and these niggas, you don't even have to. You never been in that, man. You was a college kid. The girls never liked you. You wasn't cool. Now you utilize your platform to promote the worst shit that you could possibly promote. Any level of beef, conflict, negativity. Niggas that you don't want to bring anything positive to the culture. You disrespecting women. You calling them bitches. You're doing you're doing whatever you can. You all represent the worst of this culture. Literally represent the worst. And it's not even nothing. It's not hate. It's not I'm jealous that I don't listen, bro. If I wanted money that bad, you know, who can't do that shit? I'm not hungry. I don't need nothing. My bills is paid, my kids got what they need. I'm fine. I don't need $1 billion. I don't even need $1 million. I'm good. I don't need it. That shit never defined me. I've had $0 and been worth more than these niggas. I heard Troy Ave say my son broke nigga from the Bronx, bro. So I was born broke, nigga. I was born in the Bronx, in the tenement, with nothing, mother on welfare, and I survived. And I'm respected by the niggas I respect. I carry myself as a man every time. I never ran from nobody. I never backbit nobody. I never tried to downgrade a nigga because he had less than me. I was a stand-up man my whole life. I never told on a nigga. I took my own consequences. I did everything by the book. I wasn't perfect, but when it comes to certain aspects of life, I carry myself with honor and dignity at all times. And a nigga can't take that from me. You're not gonna find a nigga that can tell you he can take that from me. So when you say broke, if all you got is money, you niggas are so poor that all you got is money. That's what the criteria is for you. When a nigga say something, all you say is, I'm broke. Call me broke. I love being broke. I'm respected everywhere I go. I'm loved. From people 60 to 10 years old, they come up to me and tell me I inspire them and I'm a motivator. And the positivity and shit that I bring. Half you niggas can't walk nowhere without security, man. You're scared somebody gonna harm you. I don't have to deal with that. This is the criteria that these niggas have given you for manhood. That manhood is based on what you have. This is what these kids is feeding into. These grown ass men, 30 and better, is making you believe that your existence is based on what you have and how much people know you. How much notoriety. I literally watch dudes that I once had respect for every day get on the internet and diminish their own selves for 2 seconds of fame, for attention. They diminish their own value. Literally watch them do it every day. Go at people who've been taking care of them, who've been real with them their whole life, just for some level of fame. Talk about dudes who dealing with the war with them, just for levels of fame, for some notoriety. How did these niggas become that? How did we let this shit? How did we let the internet remove us so far from morality? How did dudes allow this fucking Instagram, YouTube, Clubhouse? How did dudes who once were morally sound and solid allow these motherfucking platforms to take that from them? What happened to us, man? I know you see it every day as a dude that you once respected, and you watch him get on this platform and say and do shit in a manner that is so confusing to you. And you like, wow, I used to respect that dude. Now he up here pretty much shaking his ass for likes. Niggas say what they want about me, but I stand on what I stand on. I've been consistent in what I stand on. My moral compass didn't change. I ain't perfect, I made mistakes. I could have did shit better. But I never went against my moral compass. I never violated the nigga I said I love on no Instagram. I never publicly went on no fucking platform to try to diminish no nigga that I said that I got love for on no Instagram. I never subbed a nigga that I said I got love for on Instagram. Just never did no corny shit. This is the shit that this is what the internet has created. Levels of jealousy and envy. Listen, man, I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I don't even want to be perfect. But I know I'm authentic. I know any nigga that's in my circle will tell you that Mike's been the same nigga his whole life. And any nigga that's out my circle, that was once in my circle, it was them. It wasn't me. So with this said, brothers, it's time for us to stand up. This boycott black murder campaign that I'm putting together, that we about to launch, and the way we're gonna launch it is gonna be stand-up dudes. It's gonna be just men from all over, and women from all over who have decided that we ain't okay with us dying, that we ain't okay with us killing. We're not incentivizing, we're not congratulating you. We're not doing none of that shit. You're not killing our babies. You're not taking from our community. You're not bleeding us dry. You're not going to be on these platforms promoting, marketing, and advertising the death of our babies for some fucking likes and some subscriptions. You niggas are charlatans. You know, you could say what you want about me. My son's out there with a picket sign. Yep. I'm out there with a picket sign. I'm out there with no sign. I'm out there in the cold. I'm in front of the jails trying to get niggas free. I'm in front of the jails making sure they get heat. I'm on the phone with niggas trying to get them home from jail. I'm in the streets trying to save kids from going to jail. I'm in the streets taking guns out of kids' hands, stopping them from shooting each other. I don't give a fuck what you say about me, but you can't say that ain't happening. You can say you don't think it's working. You can say I'm wasting my time, but you can't say I'm doing nothing. You can't say I'm doing nothing. You can't say that I'm not outside trying to figure some shit out to make something change. You niggas can sit on the internet and you could talk about me and you could say fake arrest, but you ain't in back of them paddy wagons, nigga. We in there for 5 or 6 hours just in the paddy wagon, sweating and almost dying. When niggas is having fucking panic attacks. You ain't sitting in them cells. You don't know what it feel like. Cause you ain't willing to take that risk. You ain't standing in front of Capitol Police is locking you up. You can say what you want about me. I know what you can't say, that I ain't doing nothing. You can say you don't think it's working. You can laugh at the strategy, but you niggas can't say you doing more than I am. Outwork me. Do more than me. Don't tell me the shit I'm doing is nothing. Show me the shit I'm doing is nothing. Show me the shit I'm doing is nothing, because it's something that you doing is working more than what I'm doing. That's all I'm saying. These kids don't need you niggas on the internet talking about who ain't doing shit and who's a sucker and who they passed that. These kids need you to do solutions. They need you to come with your resources. You niggas on YouTube all day and all this shit, making money, you rich. Go build some schools. Go build some community centers. Tell all these niggas that you got and all these fans and everything, tell niggas you need to invest in some of these community centers. Tell them we need to invest in some scholarships for these kids. Tell them you need big brother programs to where the kids, where you got grown men that's taking kids and giving them different opportunities and showing them different shit and mentoring them. Invest in that. That's what I want to talk about. The rest of that shit I don't care about. What you think about me don't matter. These kids is dying. Fuck me. Alright? Fuck my son. My son ain't shit. My son the worst thing in the world. He's, what is he, paid activist. My son is this. You know, he got a picket sign, all that shit. Okay, my son is that. What are you doing? Fuck my son right now. We already know my son ain't shit. What the fuck are you going to do? You niggas that, I'm broke, all this shit. You niggas got money, you got resources, I'm jealous. You can buy $100 million, you live in $2 million. I don't got none of that. I'm putting my money into trying to save these kids every day. I don't got shit. All you niggas got more than me. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not what you saying about what I'm not doing or how I ain't shit. What are you niggas gonna do? We need these kids to stay alive. They need you to come out here and do some shit that's gonna change and give them an opportunity to survive. The rest of that shit nobody gives a fuck about.